Sorry, little X just followed me on the stage here. He's a very enthusiastic supporter, as you can see.
Chuck Schumer is here looking very glum. Doesn't he look glum? He looks glum.
Who actually show up. Oh, look, speaking of the creme de la creme, this man shows up right here. Now, Ben does not have a microphone on. I do. I can say whatever I want right now. Ben cannot respond. I can spew any kind of right-wing, radical, traditionalist propaganda. Ben will have nothing to say until he gets his microphone. He'll have nothing to say. He'll just throw me off the balcony. Before field affirmative action is the beginning of DEI, all of these awful woke policies that people hate.
President Trump cut the inaugural cake yesterday with a sword to the strains of the Village People. This is the ultimate Trump dance. Here we go, gang. Prepare for some celebration. He's doing the Trump dance with a sword. I'm sorry. How could you not love this? It's just hysterical. It's just hilarious. Doing the full Trump dance. You know, he's allowed to have fun, gang. And you know what? I think the rest of the country is ready to have some fun after 4 long years of Joe Biden's absolute sheer trash. All right.
If you're liberal, I promise the people around you know you're liberal. And if they're showing you right-wing content that makes you want to leave the break room, it's because they didn't want you in the break room.
They want to get all the liberals out. They're trying to make the break room great again, okay?
You didn't walk in there with your bangs and start asking people what their star sign was and have your coworkers go, fellow patriot. A fellow patriot. You got deported from the break room is what happened. That's why they showed you the video.
You call your segment Members Block. Clavin calls his Member Block, and Knowles calls his Membrum Segmentum. Of course.
Does it really? Is that what he calls it? Of course.
I don't have a hard time believing that. I'll say that.
Which side are you on? Which side are you on? We'll fight against Josh. We'll fight Elon Musk. No Elon's kept within our walls. We'll fight from dawn to dusk. Oh, which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on? Which side are you on?
Oh yeah, we got to trim some of the fat around here.
Trim the... What do you mean by trim the fat?
I want you to fire the fat people.
What?
They're lazy and they're slow and they make me sad to look at. Oh yeah, we got to trim.
And it's a ridiculous reasoning, is it not? I mean, I can tell you're getting outraged, just as outraged as I am as I say this.
And finally from Douglas. Good afternoon, Matt. I like your show. It's decent.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
My buddy Matt here, because he's been sitting here silently as is his wont during our backstages. He's always very excited to be here, as we know, and he's even more excited to travel. Matt, do you feel the electricity? Do you feel the energy? Are you just like ecstatic to be here?
I appreciate the pity throwing it to me, so I have something to say. It's a great honor to be here. We're a little too physically close right now, so it's an uncomfortable physical proximity that I'm not accustomed to. I'm wearing a tie for the first time in 2 years, so that shows you how much I.
And actually,
honored.
Matt had not buttoned his top button.
Well, it's still not buttoned.
Yeah, but you've got the tie tight enough that you can masquerade, and his shirt was pretty loose, and he kind of looked as though, and he had the cup of whiskey in front of him and the glass of whiskey, and he looked as though he'd worked a long day at the accounting office, and now he'd been finally released to his local pub where he could just let the tie down a little bit. And that was actually him dressed up. So I'm just going to point that out.
Not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having cards. Right now, you don't. You're playing cards. You're playing cards.
CBS News has the real story.
the Irish illegal aliens, you know?
Oh, little leprechauns hiding out in all the corners of the country.
Mr. President, obviously you're concerned about the situation in Gaza. What are the hopes now to get the hostages back?
She just became a big story tonight, right? Yes, sir. Did you see that?
You see the miracle happen. You say, wow, I feel as though I just saw the hand of God reach out of the sky and do something beyond the order of nature. And, okay, I guess I'm going to go right back to sinning now. You know, whatever. That was great. I'm moving on.
Political consultant, big Clinton man, first Clinton, famously said, it's the economy, stupid. Anyway, the economy, New Orleans. James Carter.
Below the room she was sleeping in, cause of death is a blow to the skull, either by a rock hitting the head or the head hitting a rock.
Suicide?
Dr. Hobson is consulting the cadaver even now.
You're very chipper this morning, James.
I'm crying inside.
What?
I'm more of a Wagner man myself, especially if the conductor's Knappets push.
Bless you.
She'd set her cap at Victor lately, according to the mother.
Set her cap out.
It's an expression.
Perhaps they used to listen to the wireless together, sir, or step out once in a while to the picture house.
Well, they might have tried by the time I get back. Well, a date.
What? You don't date.
It's amazing. Beginning to end, Matt Walsh is just wrong on this. He's dead wrong.
Stupid fat Harold.
If you want to see
I'm breaking all your laws. You know, hey, come and get me. You're not going to do it. In a world of panic hands, be a panic hand. I think y'all a bunch of Nazis. I think y'all were now, and when I was saying about bang, bang, little bum, 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 boom, 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 boom. What? Say that again. Basically, I would say my million voter, if you go to the voter, you tell them you're a bunch of Nazis, we're going to shave your head, march you down Pennsylvania Avenue, we're going to shoot you, 55% American want to, on the left, say that we can murder Donald Trump, we're going to murder you too, because you're Nazi, big fat Nazi. Hitler drank water. You drinking water, you're a Nazi. Oh, okay. Never mind then. Listen, this isn't the Shapiro show. We don't need like, just like going a mile a minute, all right? This is the Michael Knowles show. We chill out.
What, here? One-ish in the morning? No, we never sleep. We always get our man. Except when it's a woman or an occasional transsexual. What?
Yesterday, I was in the bathroom or in my office or something at home, and I just hear, no, what are you doing? Oh my goodness, stop it. Why did you do that? And then I heard my middle toddler say, I threw popcorn. And it's just an absolute massacre of popcorn kernels all over my family room. Why would you? I threw popcorn. So that's true. That's what happens. Keep going. Next one. We need to defund Big Bird. That's what we need to do. Texas pulls a gun out. Get out of the way! I'm getting my chicken! Michael, you dandy, you fop.
I'm actually wearing the robes of the Chancellor of the University of Chester. Is that you, or have you stolen his robes? No,
We're drinking butter.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. You are a filthy liar. You are lying. Now, I have two major... There are, at this point, a lot of right-wing commentators, podcasters, influencers. I realize I'm one of them. We are legion. Our numbers grow by the day. We are a giant parasitic blob expanding, threatening to consume the entire country. Pretty soon, half the world's population will be conservative influencers. Okay, it's a highly saturated field.
What is the chain of command? How do you want me to do? You want me to mime it? It's a very simple question. What?
I'm loving your brush holder, Jack. What else have you got in there? Lunch. Well, I look forward to you finishing your portrait and to seeing what else you have in your beard. It's always a mystery.
I wonder if you've ever been to confession and the priest has gasped. You've accomplished something there. I remember hearing this as a seminarian getting ordained, like, no, you hear everything within the first 6 months, and of hearing confessions, and like, yeah, that's kind of the case. So, obviously, Tony Banderas, not a priest, also excommunicated.
He had. Nelson Mandela put it, courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. However, Nelson Mandela also said meeting the Spice Girls is one of the greatest moments of his life, so let's move swiftly on. Welcome back. It's...
Well, grandson, well, let me explizzle, grandson, how the lesbizzles make some kizzles. They go to the baby store and they buy a man's spermizzle. And then they look through the booklet of all the donizzles and they pick the one that they think is the bestizzle. And then, I don't know, that's like the only Snoop thing I can recall that he ever... Anyway, then what they do is they get a turkey-based dizzle. I don't want to be too specific. I'm just kind of trying to imagine how... Probably actually even forget about the turkey-based dizzle for a second. What they'll probably do is they'll give it to some extremely unethical scientist, and he'll probably take a petri dizzle, and he'll mix the embrizzles in the dish, and then he'll make like 1 billion nizzle of them, and then he's going to lock them all in a refrigerizzle indefinitely until he kills them. Like, that is so horrifying. I was actually on an airplane recently. Someone was having a medical emergency. It says, is there a doctor on board? And my wife turns to me. She goes, oh, now you can use your doctorate. And like a woman heard, and she was like, oh, you're a doctor? And I had to. So it's, well, I'm an honorary doctor. Does anybody need a commencement speech? I'm here. What's the topic? What's the year? Okay, next one.
Are you a man who has portraits of you littered throughout your house?
Hundreds.
Are you good at sitting still? You strike me as quite a fidgety person. Is that fair?
Yeah, low-level panic attack most of the day.
Okay.
Fidgety.
Right. You can't fidget today. They're trying to capture your essence on canvas.
Oh dear, it'll be messy.
Artist, how would you like our sitter to sit?
I want you to be comfortable and happy.
Comfortable and happy? That's what my mother wants.
It's a lot to ask.
The house. Oh dear.
Jenny, what are you doing?
I'm covering the wall with this nicer paint. I can't bear there not being any colour at all behind this man.
Communicated, if you will. But yeah, I don't know if you had this song. We are companions on the journey, mercifully breaking bread and sharing life. How can you listen to that? And
chicken on a raft, hey oh, chicken on a raft, hey oh, chicken on a raft, hey oh, chicken on a raft.
Haitian oregano, a little bit of the ganj, you know, Mary Jane, the old Peruvian parsley. You catching what I'm putting out there, baby? I'm talking about marijuana.
Let me ask the second question.
So the president's been posting some images of Leader Jeffries and Senator Schumer.
I saw
recently. You've said that you're interested in good faith negotiations with these leaders, but what message does that send? Is it helpful to post pictures of Leader Jeffries in a sombrero if you're trying to have good faith talks with him?
Oh, I think it's funny. The president's joking, and we're having a good time. You can negotiate in good faith while also poking a little bit of fun at some of the absurdities of the Democrats' positions, and even, poking some fun at the absurdity of the Democrats themselves. I mean, I'll tell Hakeem Jeffries right now, I make this solemn promise to you that if you help us reopen the government, the sombrero memes will stop. And I've talked to the President of the United States about that. Okay, go ahead.
Video, and we're going to continue to make clear, bigotry will get you nowhere. We are fighting to protect the health care of the American people in the face of an unprecedented Republican assault. It's a
lot of people are like, you're a terrible person. What about the earth? What about the environment? What about me, Susan?
I'm saving the planet. Might be running over a few cyclists, but I'm saving the planet.
Beautiful.
That's like Michael Knowles in The Lion King or something. It's like to me, it's like, I don't know.
It's very flumpy and delicious.
Could you please can you please, and I say this very respectfully and with a great deal of patience, can you please shut up? Can you please just shut up for 1 second?
A migrant could harpoon a dolphin at SeaWorld, and they'd be like, oh, so fishing's only okay when white people do it? And her answer is like out of a Bugs Bunny cartoon. It's like a triple take. Whoa! And then you look at Bernie Sanders, and his eyes start bugging out of his head, and there's red lights going 500. There's no
When I was trying to explain that to one of my sons, this reality of, the impossibility of infinite past time, I was trying to explain this to one of my sons maybe 10 years ago, and he was about 12 years old at the time. And I'm going through all the explanations. Infinite means unfinishable. Past means finished. You can't have a finished, unfinishable reality. And I was trying my best, and finally asked him, well, do you understand what I'm saying? And he says, sure, Dad. It's kind of like this. If the opening crawl of a Star Wars movie was infinite, you would never get to the lightsaber duels. And I said, you're right. Okay.
I am a black lesbian.
It is very important to me because you don't want to look like a roach walking around the street looking like horrible. You want to look good. You don't ever want to look bad.
Okay. Today is Tee Tuesday on Wednesday. How weird is that? It's Wednesday. I don't know.
For the soul. And Mr. Fradd, I can't help but notice that when you get out of the bath, you, unlike the other people on this panel right now, you shave what would be your beard.
Well, first of all,
what's with that,
I think
Matt?
it should be, I want to just state for the record that I said to Daily Wire, don't you think it's a bit tacky for me to shill your merch on day one? And they just showed me a whip and told me to shut up. So no, not at all, man. I mean, I'm a big fan of Jeremy's razors myself. I know Matt Walsh has made fun of the likes of me, and I don't think he's wrong to have done that, but my wife has really sensitive skin and doesn't enjoy kissing me when I have whiskers. And so for a while I had to decide, do I want the respect of men or the kisses of my wife? And I don't know what it says about me, but it was a tough call. But when I decided, I got Jeremy's razor and shaved the face, and there you are.
Nobody understands Jeremy's razors better than I do.
Okay, Matt, I've had enough, Fradd, I've had enough talk about just generic theism and everything. I want to know, it's been a little bit of a rough 500 years for Holy Mother Church, and there have been ups and downs, really great art, actually, and the Counter-Reformation. So I feel great. I feel really good. And I know there's some people who always just want to be down, and anything the Pope does is bad, and anything that seems good about the culture, the Christian culture, or, for the church, I don't know, somehow is bad, or I don't know, maybe I'm a little too rosy about it, but are you feeling good?
Me? Yeah, I feel fine. Yeah, I think the reason I'm a Catholic is that I think...
All right, hold on. I want to take a pause here because it's the creme de la creme and it's fall. I realize I haven't done this yet. I don't do this on the regular show. I only do this for the creme de la creme. Only in fall time. I'm going to blow my nose. Are you ready?
Amazing. You go to the society tree, and it's just filled with shovels or some such.
All right, I get it.
This is last week's episode. We got Mathis, who was awesome last week. Now we need Pavel. Well, your wish has been granted because we actually do have one of the most famous people at the Daily Wire, Pavel Wadowski, on the couch today.
Why am I here?
To give the fans what they want. You got to give the people what they want, Pavel.
There's one person, Davies.
What's your title? What do you do?
Screaming for a living. I scream at people for a living.
Ring girl. Oh, yeah, you could also be the ring girl. We have people doing the round cards each time.
I mean, we'll give people what they want, sure.
Can I be the ring girl?
Yes.
Thank you.
Think that AI is going to kill all of us, or is this kind of your list of... Because I know that's sort of the most catastrophist take on this, is that AI is going to turn around and do gigantic murder to all of us, like Terminator 2. But this is your list of complaints. I just want to make sure that that's the list of complaints so that I can argue with them.
No, the Terminator thing, that's like, I'd prefer that. I mean, at least that, you know what? If AI becomes Terminator, then that at least gives us jobs that we could do because we're fighting the AI. So it's not that at all. This is why you guys need me here as a community college dropout with all you Ivy League nerds. Who immediately this becomes a like, can AI make a poem, and What will we think about in our leisure time about AI? My question is, how are people going to eat? Okay.
You're a sociopath. You're a piece of absolute filth. But the bigger problem, David, is that you smell like ass. Pretty gay. Do you? I hope that makes sense. And even if it doesn't, too bad.
Christian, how much does your arm weigh? How much you don't know how much your arm weighs, right? It's just a part of you, and you don't. That's not a meaningful number. He says, of course, you don't know how much your arm weighs, but you know how much you weigh, Kristen. Every morning you get up, you walk over to that scale, don't you, in the bathroom? You look at yourself in the mirror, disappointed more and more each day, wondering how many more flaps, how many more folds are going to appear on your body before the aging starts to reverse course and you start to thin out. You become a stick and a rail before you die. You almost wish that process might begin because of how fat you look, Kristen. Every time you reach for a muffin, you say, I can't eat it. I don't want to eat it, lest no man in my life ever look at me with desire again. Well, anyway, Kristen, that's kind of how inflation is. Because, okay. That's a tough one to beat, too.
All right, the Republicans being ineffectual, useless blobs has really upset me, as usual, and I need to calm down a bit. So let's check in. Let's check in on the fish cam, just so we can all feel better. Hey, look at that. The fish cam is looking all festive. I like how that's the only Christmas decorations I have in this whole studio. It's just the fish with a Christmas hat. And what does he have on his tail fin there? What is that supposed to be? A bow? What is it? A scarf. Okay. All right. Why would his scarf be there? Why would the fish's scarf be, at his ass? Is that where you wear a scarf? What do you think what do you use a scarf for? The scarf should be around he doesn't have a neck, but it should be, it should be around where the gills are. Or is it, we don't put the scarf around the gills because then he would suffocate? Is that the idea? We got to figure that out. But anyway, so I wanted to just look at the fish and relax, but now I'm confused. He's got a scarf hanging off his ass, and I don't understand why. Anyway, well, that didn't work out. Jasmine Crockett is just...
Would you go on, Mr. Risley? I cannot. It's not the handwriting. It's very good. It's just my tongue. It just refuses to do it.
What helpeth hope of happy hap, when hap will hap unhappily? And thus my hope has turned clear out of hope into despair.
Pause there. It sounds, if I'm not misunderstanding you, that you're willing to declare yourself even at the risk of a rebuff.
I do not know if I wrote this verse.
You forgot it, as any man of sense would, but in the fifth stanza there, you write, pardon me, your man, Tom Truth, which you rhyme, unfortunately, with growth.
The Lady Margaret tells...
I was writing the show this morning, and I was having my coffee in my office, and Elisa comes in, and she was like, Max, do you have a cigar box? I'm like, do I have a cigar box? Lady, you married the right guy. And Arun says, Michael, tell Professor Jacob I like Jews, please. Jacob!
Hold on.
Arun likes Jews. Did he hear that?
Yeah, here he is.
Arun likes Jews.
His interest rates have dropped.
It was Boston yelling, la 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 la, the British are blah la blah la. Who could forget that?
First, I want to point out that Isabel Brown got to go to the White House to see their decorations. So, okay.
All right, very good. Wow, that is a big trade. I thought y'all were Jews.
Too soon?
Okay.
And here we have our new wall.
All right.
You might see some familiar faces.
Ooh. This is me when I was a boy. Now I'm about 100 years old. Andrew Clavin is don't tell him I said this. If he asks, I don't care for him, okay? But between you and me, nicest person I've ever met in my life. Do you guys know Clavin? This is legitimately incredible. Well done. There's more! It'd be amazing if Michael Knowles was in there right now, crying.
Hey, Matt, we need you for a shoot.
What is it? Dude, I'm working. I've got like so much to do right now. I can't just tell them Knowles will do it.